Forward of Backyard Stars, Bojangles Blasters, Celica Challengers, Lagan Lions, PS Rhinos, Primark Panthers and RSH Blasters, as well as the captains. To the opening ceremony. It's the 5th edition and we're excited for the next couple of weeks of some action-packed cricket. I would like to start off by welcoming our chief guests for the evening on the dais to my right, starting off with the President of CCSC, Mr. Subroto Das, Vice President of the club, Mr. Guneet Grewal, the sports coordinators, Mr. Jeet Banerjee and Karan Grewal, and the owners of all of the teams as well, owner of Backyard Stars, Ashish Periwal, Bojangles Blasters, Ronnie Dev, Celica Challengers, Sanish Megon, Lagan Lions, Manas Swaika, PS Rhinos, Surendra Dugar, Primark Panthers, Mahesh Pansari, and Harsh Sharma from the RSH Blasters. Before we begin, yes, we can have a round of applause for everyone joining us here today. Before we go forward, I would like to thank our sponsors, KKR and Viana Sports, as well as the trophy partner, GK Sports, and media partner, T2. We also thank the Kkr app, where we will be having the face recognition technology, and we will be having all the pictures of the tournament showcased there. For the first time, the CCFC T10 cricket will be showcased on YouTube. We will be having a live stream where you can catch all the action. And we also have a few new things this year. We started off with an auction which took place a week ago, and it was quite exciting. We had 112 players go under the hammer for all 7 teams. It was quite exciting, and eventually we will be starting off today and have 3 weeks of incredible cricketing action. A few new things this season as well. We have bonus points. So if you win a game by more than 20 runs, then you will get an extra point. That will definitely be handy towards the latter stages of the tournament. And more so, I would also like to thank, on behalf of the club, the president and the general committee for everything, the CCFC section, along with Shogat Nandi and the captain, for putting everything together so that this T10 tournament could start on time. We can have a round of applause for them as well. The administrative section of CCFC, all the staff, all the ground staff as well, for everything that they have done. And the member in charge of the ground, Mr. Irfan Ahmed, and his team for doing everything and presenting all of us with a great platform here in CCNFC. I would also request the president of CCFC, Mr. Subroto Das, to say a few words.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the 5th edition of CCNFC T10. And once again, we started this tournament in 2019 and we are back in 2023. So I wish all of you a very warm, sporting and healthy tournament. And I would like to declare this tournament open, as I've been asked to speak only a few words. Right there.
Thank you so much, Babulda. So that's all for the opening ceremony. For now, we'll head to the toss and stay tuned for the next few days, and we'll see you in the final of the CCFC T10 2023. Babulda, if you can join us for a picture with everyone else. And after this, we will head in for the toss between PS Rhinos and Celica Challengers. Thank you so much, everyone. We request the president to please come to the center for the toss. Requesting the umpires to also come to the center for the toss.
Hurley, Hurley.
A very warm welcome to the CCNFC ground for this prestigious CCNFC T10 2023 tournament. Live commentary of this tournament here being brought to you, and this is the 5th edition of the tournament, and it's a very pleasant, balmy spring evening here at the CCFC hallowed stadium, hallowed ground. A historical place with a rich tradition in sports, the oldest cricket ground, the oldest cricket club outside of the British Isles, hosting this tournament for the 5th edition, and it's very nice to see that such a pristine old club has adapted itself to the newest format that the sport of cricket has to offer, the T10, which is basically a miniature version of T20. So Kkr Ccfc T10 2023, today's match, the first match of the tournament between Celica Challengers versus PS Rhinos, and you just seen the toss being conducted at the center near the pitch. Just a bit of a lowdown on the two teams. Celica Challengers, they are playing the second edition of this tournament, the second time that they're taking part in this tournament, and their owner is Sanish Magon, and their captain, who is also one of the premier batsmen, is Zafar Aziz Khan. They are playing in yellow, and I can see Sanish on the screen here being displayed. The toss has been conducted, and Celica, they have won the toss, it appears, and they're going to take a bowl first, probably. PS Rhinos, they have reached the final in season 3 of this tournament, owned by Surinder Duggal, the captain Shubhradeep Ganguly. Again, one of their most important players, their marquee player, and a very successful exponent of the sport. He performs well with both the bat and the ball, has been adjudged the best all-rounder once in this tournament. So they'll be looking at Shubhrajit to deliver the goods today in this very important first game of the tournament. There photo session going on, celebratory mood here at the CCNFC grounds. The tournament has begun in all its glory. We're just awaiting the start of action as the team photos are being taken. So going back to the history of the CCNFC, founded in 1792, interestingly, they used to share the space which is what we call the Eden Gardens right now, and they moved to this location in Baliganj. They merged with the Baliganj Cricket Club, and the football and the rugby segments of this club are also very important. They bear a rich tradition in these two sports as well. An all-sports club, and the members have turned up in full glory here, hoping to enjoy a great T10 cricket match, full of excitement and twists and turns. And there seems to be a lot of bonhomie between the two teams as well, which is expected. As members of the club, they know each other very well. But once the action begins, we expect a lot of fight at the center as well. Let me just get into the details of this tournament, the Kkr CCNFC T10 2023. 7 teams are taking part in this tournament. All the teams will be playing each other once before the playoffs commence. So the teams that are taking part, Backyard Stars, they are the champions 3 out of 4 times. So basically they have dominated this tournament in its 4 editions, and they are captained by Ishanjit Ghosh, owned by Ashish Periwal. Bojangal Blasters, owned by Ronnie Deb, and they'll be captained by Yusuf Chishti. Salika Challengers will be taking part today, owned by Sanish Magon. And Zafar Aziz Khan will be captaining them, their marquee player as well. Lagan Lions is the fourth team in action, though not playing today, owned by Manish Sweka and captained by Titho Rai, who has also played Ranji Trophy for Tripura. So loads of high-profile players in action today, in action during the entirety of this tournament as well as today. The fifth team that will be taking part in this year's edition of the KKR present CCNFC T10 2023 is Primark Panthers, owned by, captained by Shougato Nondi, and we'll be confirming the name of the owner very soon. PS Rhinos is the sixth team in contention for the trophy, owned by Surinder Duggal, captained by Shubhradeep Ganguly, whose nickname Shontai. He's called Shontai by all the club members fondly. He's one of the best players in action in this tournament. Already has an illustrious career in the fledgling history of this tournament. And RSH Blasters is the seventh team taking part in this tournament, owned by Hari Sharma, captained by Shubhamay Dash, ex-Bengal player. So it's all set for action. We can see that the teams are conducting a team talk, a pep talk for the players concerned. When we arrived at this club, the teams were practicing in all earnest, high catches, fielding drills going on. And so it's taken very seriously here, as it should be. CCNFC is an all-sports club. They take their sports really seriously, and the action promises to be intense, promises to be dazzling, with a lot of fun involved as well. A few pointers for the rules. Interestingly, you will see KKR boards strewn across the ground, and if the teams manage to hit those boards, they get an extra 4 runs, which will be added to the team total. And I have learned that batsmen can only score up to 25 runs, so that the others can get a chance. So they want to rush to 25, and then they'll retire hurt and give a chance to the next batsman. Interesting rules, propagating friendship, propagating bonhomie, and propagating good sportsman spirit. As we can see, teams shaking their hands before the start of the action. CCFC T10 2023 brought to you by Knight Riders. And Knight Riders, as we all know, IPL's Kolkata team, our very own KKR, past champions of the tournament as well. If you look at the details of how the teams selected their players, there was a free and fair draft, an auction conducted for the first time this year. 147 players took part in this auction, and 112 of them were picked. The teams had a purse of 1,000 points each, and then they divided that up, auctioned for the players, bid for the players, and they picked the players that they wanted. So there's a lot of thought that's been undertaken, a lot of thought has gone into the action, into the player selection process as well for the teams. And previously there used to be a laddering draft, which was conducted to select the players for all the teams involved. So this year they have changed the process. They have shifted to a proper auction process, which is conducted across the world for all premier T20 and T10 tournaments. So that's the process that they have gone for as well, which is a very heartening step. Probably increases the professionalism on show, the balance, the fairness of the tournament. As you can see, Salika Challenger players taking part in some bowling drills right now before the action begins, action gets underway here at the Kolkata Knight Riders CCNFC T10 2023. Okay. So, lots of music, lots of fun. As I was entering the club, we could see all the members have turned up, and they were ready for this exciting match, having a lot of fun in the sidelines, but the action is yet to commence. The real fun begins in a few moments when Salika Challengers take on PS Rhinos in the first match of the KKR Ccfc T10 2023. The tournament was begun in 2019, and they have conducted this uninterrupted even through the COVID waves, which is a commendable step by the club, and we have entered its 5th year now. Interestingly, there's, as I was telling you, cricket, football and rugby might be the most important sports being played at the CCNFC, Calcutta Cricket and Football Club as it's known. But cycle polo is one other sport that this club enjoys. It's a very interesting sport, as you can understand from the name. Horses are replaced by cycles in this polo tournament, very ancient sport as well. So CCNFC is all about tradition, all about heritage, but they are conducting this very exciting, very new age tournament which uses the T10 format. So they have adapted themselves to the times, and we can see colored clothing, white ball, floodlights, all the razzmatazz that's involved in today's high stakes, limited overs, franchisee cricket. They have brought that spirit into this tournament. Great step. So 147 players were interested in taking part in this tournament. 112 of them were picked. So loads of players were interested. Loads of cricketers here. The CCNFC cricket team is also very well established, very prestigious team for sure. As I was saying, 7 teams are taking part in this year's Kkr Ccfc T10 2023. Today is the first match, the inaugural match. We just had the opening ceremony done, and only one match today, but there will be 2 matches per day culminating in the playoffs, and then the final on the 19th of March, a Sunday, when the final will be played, and all these teams will be vying for the playoff spots, the eliminators, as we know, the qualifier, the eliminator, and then the big final. But loads of matches to go before that, before we can enter the final stages, the knockout stages of this tournament. Another interesting factoid for you, 16 to 64, that's the age range of players taking part in this tournament. So as young as 16, as old as 64, everyone playing here, giving their hearts out for the love of the game. As you can see, one of these players practicing the Ashwin action. Yes, absolutely, he is like a doppelganger of Ravichandran Ashwin, the famous off-spinner of the Indian cricket team. So lots of love for the game is being showcased by the players here. They follow the game very closely. They want to emulate their heroes when the action begins in a few moments in this first game of the Kkr Ccfc T10 cricket 2023. In 1792, when CCNFC was formed, Calcutta Cricket and Football Club, as I was just telling you, the oldest cricket club outside the British Isles, and India's colonial history played a huge part in bringing colonial sports to these shores, cricket being the crown jewel of colonial sports, and football also arrived very soon. We know if you go back in history, we can go back to the IFA Shield, the oldest knockout tournament outside the British Isles in football. And in 1911, Mohun Bagan famously beat East Yorkshire Regiment to win that tournament. And CCNFC, they have played their part in propagating these sports, popularizing these sports in these lands, in this land and in this city. And interestingly, it merged with Calcutta FC, the oldest association football club in Asia, founded in 1872. The two clubs merged in 1965. That brought into action the rugby and the football segments of this club. And previously, when it was founded in 1792, 231 years ago, CCNFC were known as the Calcutta Cricket Club Clippers. And the Calcutta Football Club, as I was saying, Calcutta FC, it was founded in 1872, which is 151 years ago. So a lot of history here in these hallowed turfs, as I was telling you, right in the middle of this bustling city, a piece of history. And the grounds are so pristinely maintained. When we arrived earlier for the match, preparing for this broadcast, we were seeing how meticulously the stadium was being, the grounds were being prepared, the pitch was being rolled, and a match was going on, a practice match between the members of the club, which was being played in all earnestness. So just a brief lowdown on the interesting rules that this tournament is being played under. Some of the rules are different. As I was telling you, you can hit the KKR marked boards, the vertical boards, which are strewn across this ground, and that gives you an extra 4 runs. And 50 minutes for each innings. So 50 minutes for 10 overs to be bowled. So the teams can't slack off, they can't lag behind. And these are those boards. Core load boji, both the hashtag we know very famously associated with the Kolkata Knight Riders. They are the principal sponsors, the backers of this tournament. Our very own KKR, IPL champions, who will be raring to go once IPL action begins very soon, and they are the primary backers of this tournament. So points awarded, 2 for a victory. If there's a tie, 1 point, and the bonus of 1 point is also on offer. So 7 teams in the tournament, 16 players per squad, including the owners, if the owners are playing. If the 16 players of each team must play at least 2 matches during the 6 league stage matches. So, you can see where this rule is going. All the players need to participate, and this is the spirit that needs to be, kind of engendered in this club, and they have been following this spirit for a long time. No one's left out. All the players must play at least 2 matches. No one can be, warming the benches throughout this tournament. A commendable move indeed. And any team not fulfilling this criterion will lose 3 match points from the league stage total. So harsh indeed, but a good step. So you can't keep any player out for more than 4 matches. So 6 matches in total. Each team will play against each other, like all the 7 teams will play each other once, and all the players need to play at least 2. Moving on to the other interesting rules. Bowling limitations is 2 overs per over, which is standard because this is a T10 game. In a T20 we all know 5 bowlers can bowl 4 overs each. So this in this format, the shortest format that the game has to offer right now, each bowler can bowl at max 2 overs. Bowlers have a run-up limitation. White line will be marked. We'll be waiting for that. Let's see how that is used and how that transpires. If any bowler crosses the line while taking the run-up, the umpire will give a first warning. In case the bowler repeats the offence, he'll be barred from further bowling in the match. So yes, we can see the white line in your screens. You can't go beyond that line. You can't have a longer run-up than that. If you do that, you'll get a warning, and a second warning means you can't bowl in that match. Wide and no balls will have normal rules. 1 run awarded, and the ball has to be re-bowled. And this was the rule I was telling you about. Batsmen need to retire after reaching 25 runs. When I was taking a stroll outside before the toss, players were speaking about how they intend to reach 25 in a jiffy and give it up so that the other batsmen can have their go. So 25 is the target for all batsmen playing here, and then they can hold their heads high and retire. Right? And moving on. And the retiring batsman, this is also very crucial. He can't come back to bat. Even if he is in form, as somebody who's scoring 25 in a T10 match in a quick while, taking up less balls, that means he might be in a good nick, but he can't come back to bat to help his team's cause, even if the team is all out. So once you retire, you are basically out. 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle for the first 3 overs. In other words, in cricketing parlance, the power play, and after that fielding restrictions are relaxed. Minimum of 4 fielders within the 30-yard circle. After that, from that point onwards, failing which, like in standard cricket, a no ball will be called by the umpires and a free hit offered to the batting team. And this is that interesting rule, that interesting tweak to the rules that I was talking to you about. Hit certain targets placed outside the boundary rope, you get bonus points. Bonus runs to be added to the team and not to the batsman. So it goes to the team's total, like extras. 4 runs if the target hits the boundary, like it's a boundary, so it bounces inside the ropes and then hits the designated target. And if it goes there one in one go, like a 6 bonus runs. So in total probably 12 runs, and that will be these zones will be targeted by the hard hitters from each team. There will be a man of the match, of course, and every team will play 6 games in the league stage. And moving on, other rules are standard cricketing rules. 50 minutes, as I was telling you, 50 minutes to complete your overs. And unsportsmanlike behavior won't be tolerated in a hallowed club like this, especially like walking off during the match or refusing to continue to play. So you don't need to hold your temper. Sportsman spirit rules the roost here. And obviously, as you can see, the spirit in this club, in this ground, is full of bonhomie, of friendship, of camaraderie, and that spirit will be maintained during the matches for sure. Even though they'll play it hard, they'll play it fair. That's what's expected. A 12th man can replace, there has to be a designated 12th man mentioned in the team lists, and he is the only one who can replace an injured player, as is done in cricket all over the world. A group stage tie will result in sharing of points. So, a brief lowdown of the rules there. Some of these rules are unique, as I was telling you, especially the one about, retiring after 25. Basically, retiring, getting out in a way, because you can't come back to bat like in a normal retired hurt situation in a cricket game, where if the team needs you, we have seen many instances of heroic sportsman-like behavior from batsmen who come out to bat once again, even though they are carrying an injury. But that can't be done here, and this retirement is not caused by injuries. Once you reach 25, that's your ceiling. You can't go beyond that. You need to roll over. You need to go to the, the dugout, and the next batsman will come out to bat. So, teams getting ready. The fielding team, as I was telling you, Selika Challengers, they won the toss. They have decided to field first, and they're setting up their field right now. And I was telling you, Zafar Aziz Khan is the captain, and Sanish Magon, the owner, who is also a very important player of the team. Selika, they have opted to field first against PS Rhinos. They reached the final of this tournament back in season 3. So they have the news they know what it takes to reach the latter stages of this tournament. As I was telling you, the most successful team of the Kkr Ccfc T10 cricket is Backyard Stars. They have won 3 of the 4 editions. The only other victor of this tournament in its fledgling history are the RSH Blasters. They won this tournament in 2021, owned by Hari Sharma and captained by a very famous Bengal cricketer, ex-Bengal cricketer Shubhomoy Dash. He is their captain. So, we are all set for the action. The batsmen are getting ready. Discussions going on the sidelines. Club members waiting with bated breath, enjoying their refreshments, but keeping an eye on the field. Very beautiful conditions, as I was telling you. A very balmy evening here at CCNFC, right in the heart of South Kolkata, in Baliganj. And it's like a piece of, a breath of fresh air, a piece of Kolkata's lungs here as well. The greenery that is located right in the center of a very busy neighborhood. And these elements of Kolkata's social and cultural life, they're very important to the fabric of this city. Sometimes we forget what an important role sports plays in building society, and clubs like CCFC with their ancient history, they play an integral part in this social building, in the building of this social structure, the social fabric of a very complex, very old city. Just right now it flashed across your screens the sign "I love you," and probably put up by the club itself, "I love you" since 1792. That's the year when CCNFC were formed. Can you imagine the ancient history of this place? So, but right now it's time for the modern day, a very modern format, uber modern format, this T10. We have seen the Abu Dhabi T10 Challenge. That's the most famous T10 tournament that takes place right now across the globe, and CCFC have adapted this format for their players. This is the 5th year, and right now Selika Challengers, they'll be beginning proceedings with the ball, and PS Rhinos, they'll be having the first bat in this first game of this tournament, Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023. As I was telling you, there was a draft that was there was an auction that was conducted to replace the laddering draft that used to take place before in the process of selecting the players. So that has changed, and probably teams have got newer players they wanted before, they probably didn't get. So the playing field has been evened out, and that might probably provide us with a new winner. We never know. Too early to say that. The first ball is yet to be bowled. Right now the batsmen are walking out. So PS Rhinos, they're ready in red and blue. Their openers are ready to come out to bat. Umpires are also getting ready to commence action here. The photographers are leaving the stage for the real performers of the day, the cricketers. Whenever you are an opening batsman, the nerves will jangle, even though this is a club that you might know. You might be very familiar with the conditions, the pitch. This is the first ball of the tournament, no less. So the openers will be having this brief, pep talk with each other. Let's see who takes strike. For the Rhinos, a bit about the sponsors. KKR are the primary sponsors, as I have mentioned quite a few times already. And Viana Sports are the co-sponsors of this tournament. Trophy partner, providing the trophy the glittering trophy that will be awarded to the winners are GK Sports. So, ready for the action here. First over, first ball. Field being set with all earnestness, seriousness, importance. So, just a bit of a hold up as the field is set. We'll take a look at the field very soon as we can. Fielding restrictions apply for the first few overs, and then it's relaxed and the batsman will have a tougher time clearing the fence, but it's a T10, so you don't have much time to get set here. Only a vagrant crow, not just one, quite a few crows lining the infield and outfield here. The lights are on, so it's a different atmosphere for them as well. So, first ball here. First ball of the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023 onto the leg stump, full toss here, flicked away and gone. First ball, flicked to mid wicket and the wicket has fallen. So, what a start. Zafar Aziz Khan has got the wicket. It was a low full toss on the leg and middle stump, and it was flicked by Aman Sodhi, but it wasn't flicked very confidently, was it? Easy catch there to mid wicket there, and what a start, what drama. First ball, Aman Sodhi would be thinking that he should have cleared the infield with that, or he should have taken it as a ball which he needs to get set with. He tried to go for the flick, albeit a tad half-heartedly, and the first wicket has fallen. So, what a start here for the Selika challengers. They have got the first wicket with the first ball itself, and their marquee player Zafar Aziz Khan, he has picked up the wicket. One down already, none for one. Music to the ears of the Selika challengers only in the second year of the tournament, not quite for the PS Rhinos who have already reached the final. Even in a T10 game, you need to rebuild innings sometimes. Here's the replay. We're waiting for the replay. So, Shubhrodeep Ganguly, left-handed batsman, 40 matches, 35 innings, a highest score of 58, not out. He's striking the ball at 90, and he will need to rebuild this innings. He is their stellar batsman, the one they'll be counting on to rebuild this innings. He has the experience to do it. He has already done it here before. Let's see what happens. Zafar to Shubhrodeep, edged outside the off stump and goes to a short third man kind of a position, and Shubhrodeep will get a single there. So, first runs on the board for the Rhinos. Not very confidently played. There was a hint of an outswing there with that second ball, bowled outside the off stump, and a thickish outside edge going to short third, but a run nonetheless for the Rhinos. Shivam Arora will be facing his first ball of this innings. Zafar Khan has the wind in his tails, running in with his medium pace. Pretty tight delivery on off stump there. Goes to point, could be a run out here. Yes, mix up there between the two batsmen. A horrible mix up there. Shivam set off for the run without checking with his partner, and he was sent back, caught in no man's land. The point fielder threw it back to the wicket keeper, and he had the simple job of taking off the base. Disastrous start here for the Rhinos. They really need to cool down. They need to take a breather, a moment to recollect. A run taken in anger. More than anything, it was hit very close to the fielder, rightly sent back, and the keeper just had the simple job to take off the bails. So, Shivam Arora departs. Another duck. Very unfortunate circumstances. He played a square cut that went very near to the point fielder, and he set off for the run. Very probably a bit too eager to get off the mark here, and Shivam has paid the price. It's 2 down for 1, 1 for 2 here. Well, I was telling you that T10 requires you to go slam bang from the beginning, but right now the conditions have changed. You really need to dig in here, even for 1 or 2 overs, try to get a partnership going. Otherwise, this match might be over in a jiffy. Onus on Shubhradeep to build this innings. Shubhradeep Ganguly, the left-hander, the only run scorer on the board for PS Rhinos. Fourth ball of this over, outside the off stump. Cut away. No, they're not going to take that run. Or they have. Well done this time. So, single there. Two on the board. So, very interesting start here to the Kkr Ccfc T10 2023. 2 wickets already down, and the new batsman in is Colonel Vivek. Yes, John Shubhradeep. Oh, so there was an appeal there outside the leg stump, not called a wide. So was there an edge there? Was it dropped by the wicket keeper here? We are not sure. As it is, Shubhradeep survives. The ball was outside the leg stump. Need to settle down here. Driven away, but fielded in the covers. So just 2 runs from the first over there. 25, as I was telling you, is the benchmark. That's the highest that one batsman can score. But currently, 25 looks a long way off because the bowlers have created a lot of pressure. Kudos to Zafar Khan for creating that pressure. Zafar Aziz Khan, their marquee player, he opened the bowling and 2 wickets already. First ball flicked to mid-wicket, easy catch there, and then a horrible mix-up between the batsmen, and the second wicket has also fallen prey to a run-out, and the Rhinos have moved on to 3 runs from 2 overs in the first over. They really need to build a partnership. They'll be relying on Shubhradeep's experience, his dexterity with the bat, and he has been joined by Colonel Vivek in the centre, and they'll need to play safely, relatively safely, even though it's a power play over, so they need to score runs as well, but they can't afford to lose any more wickets. Strategy will be of the utmost necessity here. How to plan this innings? Even though 9 overs are left, you still need to do a lot of planning to reach a respectable score here. Second over. Arjuman will be bowling this over. By all appearances, more medium pace stuff. He's coming from round the wicket. Staying inside that white line drawn up for the run-ups. To Shubhradeep. Good length ball outside off stump. Driven into the covers. No runs there. Still getting a feel of the ball here on his willow. 2 wickets are already down. The team depends on him. The marquee player of this team. Already a very successful exponent with the willow in this tournament, Shubhradeep. He has been adjudged the best batsman as well previously. Let's see how he tackles this situation. Wide down the leg side, that will be a wide. So, welcome extras here for the PS Rhinos. Still no boundaries, still no sixes. Pressure built by the first over, 2 dismissals. One of the very first ball of the match. No, Colonel Vivek drives it very hard through the covers and will get 1 run. So, Vivek has hit that shot very confidently, came right off the middle of the bat, but was not in the gap, so just a run there. And on strike Shubhradeep now. Arjuman getting ready for his next delivery. Bowling seam up stuff. As I was telling you, you can't have a very long run up, so at best medium pace and spin will be the order of the day here. Ball. Edged away. Lucky boundary there. Right outside the off stump that ball, and it was quite pacey. And 4 runs nonetheless. It flew off the edge of the bat and went right to the fence, the third man fence there. Welcome runs, but a good delivery nonetheless. And Vivek, he is a right-hander in this partnership, Colonel Vivek. He has hit his first boundary through that streaky 4. But Rhinos have moved on to 9 runs of 1.3 overs. Good delivery that. Outside the off stump. Beats the outside edge. Pacey stuff. This is the 5th ball of this over. Driven away hard. There's a long off there. So just, no, there's a misfield, so they might come back for the second. No, they decide against it. Probably best with the run out already weighing on their minds. Bad mix up resulted in the fall of the second wicket. But these two seem to be building a semblance of a partnership here. Very important in the team's cause. PS Rhinos on 10 for 2. Second over of the match ongoing. Beautifully driven, but well fielded. No, just parried. So he stopped a certain boundary there. It was in the slot and hammered by Shubhradeep. Fielded in at extra cover. So just a single. So 11 for 2 after 2 overs. PS Rhinos. If you are joining us right now for our coverage of the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023, this is the 5th edition of the tournament being held at this very prestigious ground, CCFC Club, formed in 1792, and they are holding this T10 tournament since 2019. 7 teams are taking part in this year's edition. Backyard Stars, triple champions, Bojangal Blasters, Selika Challengers were taking part today in the opening match, the inaugural match of this year's edition. Lagan Lions, Primark Panthers, PS Rhinos and RSH Blasters, who won the tournament in 2021. 2 overs done. Selika Challengers, they won the toss. They inserted PS Rhinos into bat, and the first over was very dramatic. There was a wicket of the very first ball and a run out followed very soon. The second over has gone the Rhinos' way. They have rebuilt the innings somewhat. They have reached 11 from 2 overs. Zafar Aziz Khan, he is going to bowl out his overs, and why not? 2 overs allowed, as I was telling you, max per team. Outfield littered with crows here. Floodlit stadium, flooded ground, probably seeming like the day for them. Full on off stump, slower delivery, tries to go for the big hit, doesn't connect. A word on the sponsors of this tournament. Principal sponsors, Kolkata Knight Riders, Kolkata's very own IPL team, co-sponsored by Viana Sports, and trophy partner GK Sports. Opens the face of the bat, single to point there. And overthrows, they will steal one more run. Bit casual in there, the fielding. The point fielder had a shy at the stumps at the non-striker's end and evaded the bowler, Zafar, and went for one extra run. Every run vital. Third over of this match ongoing. Rhinos at 13 for 2. Brilliant delivery there. Seamed away after pitching on off and middle. Beat the bat. All ends up. বাইরে কি কমেন্ট্রি যাচ্ছে না যাচ্ছে? So that's a wide, right outside leg stump, and one more run. for the Rhinos. So they're trying to build a semblance of a partnership here. Very heartening to see, even in the T10 format, batsmen digging their heels in after the loss of 2 early wickets to form a partnership. Goes for the big hit, edged, and through the third man area, the vacant third man area there, lucky boundary there for Shubhradeep. But as I was telling you, all runs count. He went for the big hit over mid-off, edged the ball, and it flew over the cordon, the gully cordon. 18 for 2. There's the replay there. Went for the big hit and cleared the infield. The fielders are in, as it's the power play that's still ongoing. 3 overs. This is the last over of the power play. After that, the fielders can spread out a little. Full toss outside off stump. Good delivery that, because it was inside the blue line. The line that demarcates a fair with an unfair delivery. And not a wide, so it's very vital dot ball there for the Kkr challengers, only in their second year of this tournament. Slower short delivery outside off stump, cut away. Just the single down to deep point. Shubhradeep is going to keep the strike. You can see his class. He's slowly building his innings. There was a shaky start there for a while. He was beaten by a couple of deliveries, but now he's slowly coming into his own. His team needs him there out in the middle till at least the 25th run mark. After that, he has to retire, of course. They would have preferred him to stay till the end. So 15 more runs to go. There will be a bowling change here. We'll update you with who's taken up the reins very soon. The current projected score, as your screen can show, is 63. They'll need a couple of more runs than that. They'll be hoping to score more as well. Sanish, deep in discussion. There with his bowler. Looks like we'll have some spin here. 4th over of this match. First look at some spin action, off spin from round the wicket. Right arm off spin. Yash Birla, bespectacled, focusing hard on the pitch. We'll be trying to find the right lens. Power play is over, so the fielders can spread a little. Oh, he's the Ashwin bowler alike, the doppelganger, beats the batsman with his first ball. Outside off stump, not much spin there, but hurried through. Goes for the full-blooded sweep. Only manages an inside edge onto his pads. No runs. Again tight on off stump, played back to the bowler. This is some good stuff there. He's keeping Shubhradeep Ganguly quiet. Shubhradeep has reached 10 runs but has taken up 12 balls for it. Cut away nicely, but again he can't beat the infield. They'll steal a run though. So first run of this over, first run of Yash Birla's spell. Keeping it tight on the off stump to the left-hander. Not much turn on offer, but the line and length is to the mark for sure. Coming over the wicket to the right-hander, Vivek, checking out the field very closely. You're currently watching the first match, the inaugural match of the 2023 edition of the Kkr Ccfc T10 cricket. And Kkr challengers, they're taking on PS Rhinos in this opening game. They won the toss and they've put in the Rhinos to bat. Again, no runs, just a single there. Yash Birla's strategy seems very simple but to the point. He's going to keep the run scoring down. He's going to bowl tight on the stumps, not give it much flight. Bowls wicket to wicket in cricketing parlance. Here's that Ashwin action again. Cut away uppishly. There's a fielder there, the sweeper will cover that. They're stealing a second run. Well taken there. 2 runs. A bit lax there, the fielder. Shubhradeep moves on to 13 of 14 deliveries. The Rhinos have reached 23 from their first 4 overs. 23 for 2 here at the CCNFC grounds. 5th edition, the 2023 edition of the Kkr Ccfc T10 cricket. Kkr, Kolkata's heartthrob, Kolkata's IPL team, they are sponsoring this prestigious event in this hallowed club. Once upon a time, CCNFC, and they still are, one of those institutions that value tradition in cricket, where it's very heartening to see that they have adapted themselves to the changing times. They brought in what used to be pejoratively called pajama cricket at one point of time, coloured clothing, white ball, and not just that, they're playing a 10 over a side game, right? Not just a game, a tournament modelled on franchisee cricket models, the IPL model with eliminators and qualifiers, the whole shebang, as they say. More spin here from Abadhia. Abadhia, they tell me, is a fine batsman as well. Abadhia Junjunwala, his first ball goes for no runs, more off spin. Not much turn there though, yet. And gone, stumped. Very well bowled there, tossed it up outside off stump, invited the batsman to go down the pitch, and he was bamboozled by the flight, and the keeper did a good job taking off the bail. So the Colonel departs. Another strike, another blow for the Rhinos. He went for the big hit, didn't reach the pitch of the ball, was beaten by the flight and stumped. Three down. Just when it seemed like Shubhradeep was building a partnership with the Colonel, he is departing after being stumped. Very well bowled there, well flighted outside the off stump, tossed it up, inviting the big hit, inviting the batsman down the pitch, and he was bamboozled by the flight, and the keeper did the rest. So 3 down now. 23 for 3, 5th over of the game. Harsh Biani has joined Shubhradeep, and they will be again starting from scratch, trying to build a partnership, trying to take their team to a respectable total. Again, very well bowled, well fighted outside the off stump. There is a stark difference between the way the two spinners are operating. One is bowling very flat, wicket to wicket stuff, while the other is giving the ball this hint of air, tossing it up, tempting the big shot, and winning the battle for right now. Let's see what happens with this one. Shot outside off stump, cut away, cut fine, and welcome runs there. That was a loosener, to be honest, deserved to be hit and well punished. So pretty good shot there for Harsh to open the mark, open his scoring for the night. His team needs him there to play a big knock, and by big knock I mean 25 runs, because that's the limit. Well cut away there, so 4 more runs to the total. Vacant third man boundary, he saw the gap, he punished the wide and short ball outside off stump. For once Abadhia's radar wasn't working, sprayed that ball wide. Low full toss outside off stump. Full-blooded cover drive, but no runs there. Well fielded. Couldn't pick the gap. Score stays at 27 for 3. We are in the 5th over of this innings, so halfway through the Rhinos innings. beats the bat. That one kept low. Flatter trajectory outside the off stump. Faster through the air. Good variations. So Vivek has departed in the last over. Stumped. He made 8 of 10 balls. Good news for PS Rhinos is that Shubhradeep Ganguly is still out there batting on 13. He'll have to anchor this innings, take them to a total which they can defend, which they can bowl at. Halfway through this innings, we are bringing you coverage of the inaugural match of the Kkr Ccfc T10 2023. PS Rhinos have taken on Celica Challengers. Celica Challengers, they won the toss and they put their opponents into bat, and they have picked up 3 wickets in the first 5 overs. So the decision has been vindicated till now. Let's see what happens at the back end of this innings. More off spin from Yash Birla. And inside edge there goes right past the stumps. French cut, as they call it in cricketing parlance. Shubhradeep will pick up a run. Stark similarity in the action of Yash Birla and Ravi Chandran Ashwin, as I was telling you before. He clearly has a hero, a role model, and he's doing a good job here out there. Keeping it tight, wicket to wicket, stump to stump, not giving any room to the batsman. Seven teams vying for glory here. This is just the first match. 2 matches each day from now on, from tomorrow on. Cut away nicely, misfielded, and an easy single there. So they'll get 2 runs. Misfield cost them 2 runs. It's cut well, but he couldn't find the gap. But there was a misfield at point, so 2 more runs. As I was telling you, the grand finale of this tournament will be held on the 19th of March in this very hallowed ground. But a long way to go before that. Cut in the air, Apishli. Very well hit. In command of that shot. Goes over the infield, short outside the off stump. He pounced on that room, picked the length early and cut it into the air, but into the gap as well. Very well hit by Harsh Biani. Picks up another boundary. Clearly very strong of his back foot on the offside. Picks the length early, and that was the secret behind his success in that ball. Yash will regroup, reconsider his line and length. Cut away once again. This time straight to the sweeper, the deep point there. 1 more run. This tournament is sponsored by KKR, the principal backers of this prestigious T10 tournament, right in the heart of this city at the CCFC grounds. A piece of greenery in the midst of the hustle and bustle that surrounds us all around. The horns can be heard, the honking can be heard, and a cricket game is going on right in the middle. Inside edge. We'll go to fine leg and they'll pick up 2, no, decide against it. Probably prudently as well. There was no 2 runs there on offer. There has already been 1 run out as part of a mix-up. Does happen sometimes. As I was telling you, nerves do jangle at the start of a long tournament, under the lights, in front of the members, under the gaze, as they say. Again short, outside off. Well fielded there on the boundary. Very well stopped. He'll keep it down to 1. A brief look at the bowlers. Zafar Aziz Khan has completed his quota. He's given away 11 runs for 1 wicket from his 2. Picked up a wicket with the first ball of his spell. No less. Low full toss on leg and middle that was half-heartedly flicked to mid-wicket. And Harsh Biani has now joined Shubhradeep Ganguly. Both players have reached double figures. So Shubhradeep has moved on to 16 from 17 balls. Harsh has found the boundary twice with 2 fine cuts. One that went a bit fine to third man, and the other hit more square to the vacant deep point region. Now they have protection there for Harsh, who is evidently very strong in the offside. You can see the picture of concentration that the owner is, how seriously he is taking this. Discussions aplenty as we approach the 7th over of this innings. Rhinos at 37 for 3. After the horror start, they have kind of regrouped. They have reached a platform from where they can accelerate in these last 4 overs. 7 wickets still in hand. They have a relatively set batsman in Shubhradeep there, and Harsh Biani, who is looking good, looking in good touch. Arjoman has been brought back into the action, into the attack. So some more medium pace after a couple of overs of spin. Yes, some problems with the field or getting it precise, absolutely right. Sanish Magon setting the field to precision. That's a wide ball, Loosener. It is a new spell for him. Just 2 overs per bowler allowed, but he bowled 1 right at the start, and now he's been brought back into the attack in the 7th over, and he begins with one that veers off the mark. That's a better delivery. No, just outside the blue line. So wide call, 2 wides to begin this over. 1 outside the leg, 1 outside the off. Needs to set his radar once again. Very full on off stump. Driven down powerfully to long off. Just a single. Very close to the bat. Sometimes these balls are difficult to hit. If they are very close to the bat, just short of Yorker length, but not a half volley, and you really need to dig deep to get them out from under your bat, as we have seen players like Hardik Pandya do for the Indian team very successfully. Just a word on the sponsors again. Co-sponsored by Viana Sports, which is where we are showing you the coverage, their live feed. They are in charge of the broadcast, and backers of this tournament, Kkr, the main sponsors, and trophies sponsored by GK Sports. This is Viana Sports' live feed that you are seeing this. It's a beautiful shot, beautifully hit. Possibly the best shot of the night so far. He picks the gap with elegance, with grace. An effortless swing of the bat from outside the off stump. Uppishly hit, but very safely hit as well. Makes some room, punishes it to the boundary. Shubhradeep showing his class. Just 2 steps, getting close to the ball, and then picks the gap with precision. 1 bounce over the boundary rope. Minor adjustments to the field. Coming down the wicket now. Some improvisation there. Shubhradeep walks towards his offside, walks across his stumps, tries to hit it towards the leg side. Doesn't connect very well. It goes to the short fine leg fielder there. Will be a single. He has moved on to 21. Remember, just 4 more runs to go before Shubhradeep has to call it a day with the willow at least. 45 for 3. The projected score has moved up to 69. Flicked away. 1 more run. Harsh Biani has looked in very good touch since coming out to bat. He's been middling the ball. His footwork has been to the point, uncluttered as they say, and Shubhradeep has found his touch as well. After some initial heckles, initial struggles against Zafar, who was managing some swing with the brand new ball. It's still brand new. The ball will remain brand new in a T10 game in both innings. So, deep square leg, he is going out to the fence. Slower delivery outside off stump, well bowled, beats the bat. Sometimes when you try to hit it too hard, it might not come off, especially if the bowler has taken the pace off the ball. It's an off cutter from Arjuman. Aryaman with his last ball of this over and his spell. Shot outside off, cut away, but only a single. So, Aryaman will finish with figures of 18 from his 2 overs. Shubhradeep Ganguly is on 22 of 21 balls. Currently building a partnership with Harsh Piani, who is striking at more than 100. So, 14 of 10. 3 more overs to go in this innings. Kkr Ccfc T10 2023. We are coming live to you on the Facebook pages and the YouTubes of Viana Sports, the co-sponsors of this event, and KKR, the principal sponsors of this very interesting, very prestigious T10 tournament being hosted by the Calcutta Cricket and Football Club, CCNFC as we call it, in existence since 1792. The purveyors of the great game, the gentleman's game, as well as football and rugby. The tradition of rugby is very important in this club, as you all know. An all sports club whose members all love their sports, don't they? Some more spin. Abadhya brought back for his last over. Abadhya Jhunjhunwala. Pitched up on off stump. Tries to go for the big hit over long on, gets a very thick inside edge, and the ball will roll to the leg side into the infield for just a single. 3 more overs to go. They will be looking to go hell for leather in these last 3 overs. They have the wickets in hand, as many runs as they can accumulate. Shubhradeep is obviously reaching the end of his tether. He is on 23 from 22 balls. Harsh is still there. He has 11 valuable runs to contribute if he can. The current run rate is 6.7. The early dismissals really pushed them back a bit, and it's been a rebuilding job since then. Some discussion on the field. Let me tell you once more about our sponsors, KKR. KKR, the primary IPL team, the only IPL team from Kolkata. Kolkata's heartthrob, of course, millions of fans all across the world. IPL champions as well. They'll be going for the title once again in a few days when the IPL begins. Co-sponsored by Viana Sports. Slogged away to the leg side, but only a single. Harsh wants the second. No, Shubhradeep has turned him down. So just a single. And the trophy partner, GK Sports, they are sponsoring the trophy. The trophy that will be awarded to the victor among the 7 combatants, the challengers for the trophy. Only 1 will come out as winners. Backyard Stars have won 3 out of the 4 times this tournament has been played. Owned by Ashish Periwal, captained by Ishanjit Ghosh. Not in action today, but very soon. Again, doesn't find his timing, just to go for a big hit. Gets the inside edge of his bat, very thickish inside edge, goes away to deep mid wicket for a single. 50 up for PS Rhinos, 50 for 3 in the 8th over. And just past the extra cover fielder there, hit in the air. Could have been a catch, tough chance, but he'll get 2 runs. Harsh likes to hit it in the air, likes to hit it hard, but does take the aerial route, as we have seen. But the good thing for Celica Challengers is that they have again cut down on the boundaries after the last over, and they won't mind the singles and the couples. It's the big hits that can really dent them. Big appeal? No. Some extra bounce there with that one. Climbed on the batsman, who tried to go for a square cut. The bails were also taken off. Was that an appeal for a caught behind? Probably, but the umpire has turned it down. So we get ready for the last ball of this over. Hit down to long on, just the single there. 53 for 3 after 8 overs, and Abadhya Jhunjhunwala has finished his spell. 2 for 10, pretty good job. Just 5 runs per over, and he picked up the important wicket with a stumping just when a partnership was blossoming, coming into fruition. That partnership was broken by Abadhya. So 53 for 3. If you ask me, the happier team would definitely be Celica Challengers, who chose to bowl first, and they've kept the run scoring low. They have been the odd boundary, odd good shot, but no sustained attack on the bowlers, no big over boundaries, a series of boundaries. They have not let their opponents get away from them with some tight bowling, some good fielding, some disciplined planning. And these last 2 overs will count a lot for both sides. PS Rhinos will need some lusty blows in these last 2 overs to propel them to a score that they will be confident of defending. On the other hand, the challengers, their challenge will be to restrict the scoring, keep it at a premium, keep them below 70 probably, because 7 runs per over in a T10 match probably there for the taking. Even though the pitch is a bit on the slower side, there is some uneven bounce sometimes. One of the balls kept low, another one jumped on the batsman. So run scoring isn't all that easy. Anirban will be bowling this over, his first of this match. So he will be bowling just 1 over. Can't complete his quota. Driven away. Again well fielded by the owner. Really putting his heart into the effort here. Fielded at extra cover by Sanish Magon. Just a single. Again some medium pace here. One must commend the Celica Challengers. They have bowled to a plan. They have kept it simple, but they have kept it tight. Wicket to wicket, not give them much room, not give them much flight. Penultimate over of this innings. Loads of discussions about the field ongoing. This has been a feature of this innings for sure. So he's bowling cross seam and he's gone for a big hit, and in over the fence it sails, a huge hit. So finishes with a 6, the first 6 of the innings as well. Cross seam, kind of like an off spinner, and he got it in the slot outside his off stump and slammed it over long off. Brilliant hit to finish his innings. Down the pitch and hammered it away. No chance for the fielder there at long off. It has gone outside the club perimeters as well. So Shubhradeep has done his job. Finishes on 30. brilliant innings, under pressure as well. And you know, that's the best that you can do. So you can reach 25. So if you hit a 6 when you are on 24, you can't beat that, can you? That was his plan, and he got it perfectly right. So the ball has gone out of the club fence, club perimeters, the club periphery, the fence, and it has been recovered. So third ball of this over, 60 for 3 now Rhinos. After that very lusty blow, very cleanly hit over the long off fence. More off spin, very tight on off stump, hit to extra cover for a single. Sanju Datta is the new batsman, and he has begun with a single. Harsh Biyani is on 19 from 15 balls. So Shubhradeep's departure, enforced departure one must say, means that the onus is on Biyani. Cut away. Strong on that side, as we have already noticed. Get one more run. Moves on to 20 from 16 balls. So you got our first 6 in the 9th over of this innings. Inside edge, and oh, that would be painful, right onto the boot of the wicket keeper. Yes, if you have played cricket, you know how badly you can be hit or hurt, so as to say, when the ball goes right into your toes from a powerful hit. No, but he's fine, ready for the next ball. Anirban with his last ball. Tight cross seamer, good length ball on off and middle. Just about gets it away towards the onside, mid on, and gets a single. So he'll keep the strike there, Sanju. 9 overs done here. Just one more over left of this innings. And so Shubhradeep Ganguly, the captain, he has retired hurt on 30. The best scorer for the PS Rhinos here today. He began a bit slowly, but slowly showed his class as well, and ended it with the icing on the cake. A 6 on 24 with a very powerful hit over long off, just rocking back and then punishing it. 63 for 3 from 9 overs. The tournament has begun in all earnest with an opening ceremony today, and this is the first match of the Kkr Ccfc T10 2023, co-sponsored by Vienna Sports, trophy partner GK Sports, and this is the final over of this innings. 63 for 3. They'll be looking for at least 12 runs probably, at least 70 and then 75 if possible. And Harsh Saigal has the onerous burden of bowling this last over. Let's see how he fares against Sanju Datta and Harsh Biyani. Sanju has just come into bat after Shubhradeep, the captain, retired, and he is on 2 from 3. Wide of the off, and not called a wide, much to the chagrin of Sanju, but it's a dot ball. Precious gold dust this, low and wide outside off stump. Down the pitch, again gets an inside edge to the wicket keeper, just a single. So good news for PS Rhinos is that Harsh Biyani is back on strike. It's 5 runs away from the 25 run mark. Can he do a 30 like his captain? A 4 and a 6 can do it. Well driven, but again he can't pick the field gap in the field, so just a single. Frustrated with himself there. Not only has he lost the chance to hit a boundary, he has also lost the strike. So back to Sanju Datta. Yes, that's more like it. Sails away. One bounce and crosses the fence for a boundary. Lovely hit, fearless hit. Vacant extra cover fence there, and 4 very crucial runs. Very crucial runs these. All runs count, and a boundary in the last over counts even more. So it's a 6. It's crossed the fence. So not one bounce, it went over the fence there, down the pitch, and a powerful hit. 6 more runs. Crucial runs. They have passed the 70-run mark as well. Second 6 of the innings. Again, goes aerial, but this time it's a chance for a catch. No, it will fall just short of the fielder on the fence, so they'll pick up 2 runs. This time he didn't time it that well, like the last shot. 2 more runs nonetheless, and 73. I was saying that 75 might be a good place to start before the final over. Flicked away. They'll be surely coming back for the second. Yes. And yes, they'll make it. Okay. More runs of the batsman. They'll pick up more runs. Welcome runs, bonus runs as well. That's it. The first innings of the first match of the Kkr Ccfc T10 2023 is over. 10 overs done and dusted. Just 3 wickets fell, and 76 for 3 is what the PS Rhinos have managed. The first over was all drama. 2 wickets fell. One of the very first ball taken by Zafar Aziz Khan, and there was a mix up, a run out right after that. Then some hints of partnerships till Harsh and Shubhradeep Ganguly. Harsh Biani and Shubhradeep Ganguly played 2 fine knocks. Shubhradeep, the marquee player, finishing on 30, finishing off in style with a 6 over long off before retiring, and Sanju Datta also managing a 6 towards the fag end of this innings to give the Rhinos a total they can definitely bowl at. 76 for 3. 77 runs required by the Celica challengers to win this first match. We await a grand chase. 77 runs from 10 overs under the lights here at the CCNFC. It will be a tricky chase. As we mentioned earlier, the pitch is slightly on the slower side. The ball is not coming onto the bat very fast. So you have to kind of create your own force on the ball. And so the challengers have a task on their hand basically. When the first few overs were done and dusted, it seemed like they might restrict the Rhinos to even below 50. Surely the recovery job has been done pretty well. They have reached 76 for 3. Now it's time for their bowlers to do the job. So the first innings here is over. We'll have a quick turnaround before the Celica challengers come out to bat. They'll be chasing 77 to pick up a victory in the first game of the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023. We are at the prestigious grounds of the CCNFC for this very interesting, very alluring tournament, T10 Cricket 7 challengers, and very soon we'll be bringing you all the action from the second innings when the challengers come out to bat chasing 77 runs. Innings here. PS Rhinos, they have made 76 from the allotted quota of 10 overs. Kkr Challengers, they inserted them into bat after winning the toss in this inaugural match of the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023. So now the challengers need to score 77 runs to win this challenge. A very interesting second half of this match awaits us. As I was telling you, this will be a tricky chase. The pitch is a bit on the slower side. We saw a lot of tight bowling, taking the pace of the ball. The Kkr Challengers. Here's the first ball of the second innings. Good length outside off stump, and first ball, first run. Nothing as dramatic as the start of the first innings of this match, where there was a wicket of the very first ball. Still 76 more runs to go. Just 3 wickets fell in the first innings, but the bowling was tight. There was some lusty hitting towards the end to sixes that helped them reach the total of 76. You need to get your premier batters into action, into the field as soon as possible, and that's what the challengers have done. Zafar Aziz Khan, who opened the bowling, is also opening the batting. He has been adjudged the best batsman of this tournament before. He knows what to do, he knows how to get it done. He is ready for his first ball. Driven, square driven to point, no runs there. Raghav Agarwal has opened the bowling. Full on off stump, nice wristy flick down to the long on region, one more run. Just a bit of a lowdown on this tournament. 7 teams are participating in what is the 5th edition of the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket Tournament, the 2023 edition, and the final of this tournament will be held on the 19th of March. Shot, cut away, handsomely cut away, textbook shot. That one deserved to be punished, and Rohan Bahari has done just that. Shot outside off stump, given the full treatment, into the gap as well. 4 welcome runs, first boundary of this innings. So point, and there's a wide short third man, and that's the gap that Rohan exploited with elan, with composure. Full on off stump, drives it down to the long on fence for a single. So 70 more runs required of 55 balls. Full outside off stump, very well hit that. That will be a boundary. What a shot. Again over pitched in the slot, but it needed to be dealt with, and it was dealt with beautifully. It was the famous cricket writer Neville Cardus who said that the scoreboard is an idiot, and you know why? Because it doesn't describe the beauty of some of these shots. This will only go down as a 4, but that was a beautiful off drive right into the fence, that wide gap there, and very succinctly dealt with. Beautiful footwork as well. Brilliant over for the challengers here. First over, they have picked up 11 runs. Both Zafar Aziz Khan and Rohan Bahari have picked up a boundary each. Dinyar Macadam with the second over. The target for the challengers is 77 runs from their 10 overs. They restricted the PS Rhinos to 76 from their 10. Could have been a lot worse for the Rhinos though. But some good batting towards the end took them to a respectable total. Dinyar will be bowling seam up by the looks of things. Full outside off stump and a boundary. Hit straight, hit with power, and more importantly, hit in the gap. Very effortless, the swing of the bat. It was quite juicy, that half volley, and there was a gap to be taken care of, and the longer fielder was wide. Very nice straight uppish drive for a boundary. So the second ball is a dot, has gone through to the keeper. They can't let them get off easily here at the start in the power play. Quick runs in the first 3 overs can set up an easy chase for the challengers. Better delivery that. Angled away, no, it's called a wide, a bit harsh, but probably right by the rules of the game. It was angled away, but just wide of that blue line. So an extra adds to the woes of the PS Rhinos. Again, full ball, again hit uppishly in the same region, and this time, okay, it's a bit of a poor fielding effort there, to be honest. Reached out a hand, ran there, and it's a boundary. The umpire signaled for a 6 first, but it went one bounce over the fence. Hit into the air again, into the black night sky, and the fielder reached the ball, but only put out a half-hearted hand to stop it. It evaded him, crossed the net, crossed through, and has even given a no ball as well. The umpire signaling free hit. So salt to the wounds of Dinyar Macadam here. It's a 4-run and a no ball as well. 4-run hit and a no ball, and a free hit coming up now. They've already raised to 21. Again he punishes it over extra cover this time. Another boundary. Rohan Bahari seems to be in delectable touch here, aggressively punishing whatever is coming his way. Wide and full outside off stump, and he hits it over extra cover this time. The free hit delivery, he couldn't have got out to that. Nonetheless, it had to be put away, and that's what he did. Very well placed, has to be said. This is how you utilize the fielding restrictions. What will Dinyar come up with now? He's under pressure. Low full toss, flick to mid wicket, that will be a single. So already almost brought down the required run rate to 6, almost a runner ball. It's a big achievement in only the first 10 balls of this innings. The current run rate is 15.6, astounding. Stark contrast in the way the two teams began this match with the bat as well as the ball. Just 51 more runs required. Clearly, the PS Rhinos need some wickets. Again, almost Yorker length on leg stump, no runs there, flicked, but fielded in the infield. Beats the bat. That one has a hint of swing away, and the flashing blade of Zafar Aziz Khan is beaten. So 2 dot balls to round off that over, but he has gone for 15 from his first. Dinyar Macadam. And the challengers have raced away to 26. The way Rohan Bahari has played in the first 2 overs, he has taken the pressure off his illustrious partner. He is just 6 runs away from having to retire, being forced to retire. Raised to 19 from 8. So, this tournament is principally sponsored by Kolkata Knight Riders, KKR as we call them, and they are backing this tournament, Kolkata's IPL team, and watching this on Viana Sports. GK Sports are the trophy partners. Third over of this innings. Very heartening to see the captain coming onto board. Yes. Once Mike clearly said, you are only as good as your players as a captain. But if you are one of your star players, better do it yourself. Let's see what he does with the ball. Left arm spin. Top edge, but falls safe. Very quick arm action and drilled into the leg stump. Goes for a flick, beats the bat with pace, and that ball lobbed up into the air but fell safe. Luck favouring Rohan Bahari there. I have been told Shubhradeep is fondly called by club members Shontai. So, can Shontai change the fortunes of his team? He did it with the bat. Brilliant rear guard action, finishing off with a 6 to retire on 30. Swept away. Okay, beats the infield. 2 runs for the taking. Some not so nifty footwork, but gets the job done there. We have to remember that this is also a football club. So, loads of these players are also footballers and proficient footballers. Some of it was on show there at the fine leg fence. Stops the boundary, keeps it to 2. Well bowled. Fired into the off stump, just outside the off stump. Beats the bat. 2 of the star players up against each other here. Shubhradeep with his left arm spin against Zafar Aziz Khan, left arm batter, left hand batter and left arm. So, left arm spin versus left hand batting here. Short outside off stump. Beats the bat once again. Essentially beating the bat with pace. Not much turn on offer on this pitch. We haven't seen any of the spinners turn the ball, but the Celica Challenger spinners, they mixed it up very nicely. Some of them flighting it, some of them firing it in. This one bowled slower through the air. Opens the face of the bat to pick up a single. Clever batting. They are keeping the scoreboard ticking. After 2 very big overs, they can have a quiet over without losing a wicket. Even though it's the end of the power play, last ball of the power play, but they have already reached 30 runs. Just the third over of the innings. Rohan Bahari is on 20 runs, just 9 balls faced. Some fantastic hitting in the long off and extra cover region. Tight ball on the off stump. Very good over that from Shubhrodeep. Reined them in to an extent, and it's 30 for no loss after 3 overs. The power play is over. Still going at 10 runs per over. Just 6.71 the required run rate. It's very interesting that the dynamics of the sport will also change once said batsman retires at 25. Someone new has to come in. He needs to get set, and that always gives the bowling side a chance to come back into the match. You can't have a batsman carrying their bat to the end and guiding their team to victory or a very big total here, because you have to retire at 25. Give the others a chance. .47 more runs required of 42 balls. Fourth over of this innings coming up. Floodlit CCFC, brilliant sight here. Club members sitting on the sidelines, enjoying a fine game of cricket played by their fellow members. 7 teams formed of 112 players taking part in this competition. Teams selected on the basis of an auction for the first time in the history of this tournament, and I'll tell you the names of the teams once again very soon. Right now we're getting ready for the 4th over. CCNFC, Calcutta Football Club, was what they merged with, and Calcutta Football Club actually introduced rugby to this country. Previously, come back to that. Swept away. Fine sweep to fine leg. CCFC's football team, when they were Calcutta FC, they have enjoyed great rivalries, they have a great history. Cycle polo, as I mentioned, there is also tennis that's played here. Cricket and football are part of their names. The football team is currently in the lower divisions of the Premier Division pyramid, but they are one of the most prestigious and historic teams to have taken part in the Calcutta Football League, whose history dates back a long way as well. So, back to this match. Hit away, over long on, no, just one bounce to the deep mid wicket fielder. Lots of protection there. A long on and a deep mid wicket patrolling that fence. Just hit uppishly, but one bounce to the fielder. Full on off stump, flicked away to deep mid wicket for a single. So, very good opening partnership this, 33 runs from 3.3 overs, beautiful symmetry there as well in the scoring. And the Rhinos, they really need a breakthrough here. They can't defend this total, they need wickets. Shivam Patel, flattened shot, pulled away. One more run. So, this tournament, I will go through the teams once again. Backyard Stars, triple champions, defending champions as well, and they are owned by Ashish Periwal, captained by Ishanjit Ghosh. We will be looking forward to seeing them in action very soon. Bojangle Blasters, owned by Ronnie Deb. Yusuf Chishti will be their captain. Flicked away. One more run added to the total. Looking in command of this chase so far, the challengers, the Rhinos, finalists before, but they need a brainwave here. The Rhinos reached the final in season 3 of this competition. Oh, dropped, stuck out a hand there and could have taken it. If it had stuck, it would have been a great catch. Good effort nonetheless. Rohan Bahari going for the big hit again, not timing it, hitting it back to the bowler. And yeah, you can't plan for those catches. They either stick or they don't. So Rohan Bahari survives that chance. It's 35 for no loss after 4 overs. The other teams, Lagan Lions, Primark Panthers, Rhinos who are in action, the Celica Challengers also in action today, and RSH Blasters. The only other team to have won this tournament than the Backyard Stars, Blasters won it in 2021. So I would assume they played the final that year against the PS Rhinos. Watching this on Fiana Sports. This tournament sponsored by Kolkata Knight Riders. Very soon getting ready for another IPL campaign. Legions of fans across this city, this country and the world. Fifth over. Still no wicket for the Challengers. Challengers haven't lost one wicket, but they might have to say goodbye to Rohan Bahari soon. He's just 3 runs away from that 25 run mark. Remember, if you retire hurt, you can't come back to help your team. Even if you lose 8 wickets, the 9th wicket will have to do their job. Can't come back. These little tweaks to the format add to the allure of this tournament for sure. Harsh Biyani, Yorker length on off stump. Played a good hand with the bat. Now it's time for him to do it with the ball. Seems to be the fastest bowler on show today. If the first ball is the evidence that we go by, let's see what happens now. Fast on off stump, slightly on the half volley side. The fielder makes a bit of a hash of it, but manages to stop it at long off. Okay, one more run. (36) for no wicket. Just 41 more runs to go. 34 balls in hand. The biggest stat here for the Challengers is the fact that they haven't lost a single wicket. We know that they themselves rocked the Rhinos back with 2 very early strikes, and that led to a bit of a recovery job which evidently slows down scoring. So even in T10 cricket, the fall of wicket is a crucial vector to judge the flow of the game. You need to take wickets, you just can't hope to defend runs. Wickets are important in all formats of the game, even in T10. Third ball of this over coming up. Harsh Biyani in his first over. It's a full toss, waist length full toss. Flicked away. Loosener, but the batsman doesn't take a risk. Zafar Aziz Khan, one of the stellar batters in the history of this tournament. Even though this is just a 5th edition, we have already have some superstars playing the Kkr Ccfc T10 cricket tournament. He reaches out for that wide ball, misses it. Kept it slow there, Harsh. You need to mix up your pace. You need to mix up your variations, especially in the shorter formats of the game. Last minute field adjustments being done. This is probably one of the only tournaments where you will see a 16-year-old playing for a team and a 64-year-old playing for one of the teams. Great age range. Wide, that will be a wide. What these kinds of tournaments inspire in a club like CCFC is the community feeling, the community bonding. Everyone coming together, some as spectators, some as owners, some as players. Again, that's flirting with that blue line, isn't it? Zafar Aziz Khan wanted a wide, didn't he? The umpire is kind there to Harsh Biani. It's a very good strategy that in short format crickets to bowl near that tram line, that blue line, and keep it wide. Leg cutter will be leg buys, evades the wicket keeper, tries to come back for a second run, and that could have been risky, but no, he survives. Through 5 overs, 39 for no loss. What will encourage the Rhinos is the fact that they have put a halt to the scoring rate. The challengers were at 30 for no loss after 3 overs, and they've only managed 9 runs in the next 2. But this won't do for the Rhinos. They really need wickets. They don't have 100 runs on the board which they can just defend by not taking any wickets by bowling defensive lines. A few wickets will add pressure to the chasers, the challengers. It's a new team in the fledgling history of this tournament. If my research is right, they are playing for just their second year. Can they be one of the new winners of this tournament? We know the backyard stars have dominated this T10 tournament at the CCNFC. Down the wicket, hit into the air, 1 bounce. Too long off, single. Again, as I said, the ball doesn't come onto the bat very quickly on this pitch. The first 2 overs when the ball was shiny new, there was some pace that the batsman could work with, and that's why we saw those lusty blows. But since then, there has been some conservative bowling. They have put the brakes on the scoring to an extent. Full ball on middle stump, flicked away, and they will steal a second. The fielder doesn't attack the ball, and clever running there. That's how you steal a run. When you see the fielder standing on the ropes, not attacking the ball, waiting for it, there is always a second run on offer, and that's what Rohan Bahari managed. And Rohan has reached 25. He needs to leave. According to the rules of this tournament, he has to retire. He doesn't know it yet, but he is on 25. So, Rohan Bahari has to depart, not ingloriously, because he has done his bit. He has done as much as he could. Made 25 from 15 balls, some fine shots towards the start of this innings, and those 2 runs meant that he has reached the 25 run mark. Harshvardhan Shah will be replacing him. So, good knock from Rohan Bahari there, 25 runs. He is getting congratulated by his team members. He has done his bit. Now, his teammates need to get the job done. Harshvardhan Shah, left-handed bat. "35 more runs left to score of 28 balls. 6th over of this innings. New batsman at the crease, as I was telling you before. This sets a very new dynamic to the sport. Full outside off. Good delivery that. Gave it some flight. Tossed it up to the new batsman. But a nice forward defense. Yes, you can take 1 or 2 balls to get set here. Opens the face of the bat and they steal a run. The infielder, the point fielder, was on his heels rather than on his toes, and a run was on offer. 43 for no wicket. Just 34 more runs to get. Big appeal for LBW. The ball rattles the pad, but probably hitting him outside the line of the off stump there. So, more hopeful than anything, that appeal. They need a wicket, not one, probably a couple of wickets here. Down the wicket, driven hard. Long off fielder can't pick it up cleanly and they steal one more run. So, 2 runs. When you have a relatively low total to defend, you need to be even more tidy when fielding. A couple of misfields, couple of half stops, and those extra runs, they can all become crucial towards the end of this match, towards the end of any match, especially with just a few runs in your kitty. You need to fight for every run. That's what the PS Rhinos need to do here. The heads are a bit down. The bowling performance hasn't been that great yet, especially the blitzkrieg of a start right in the first 2 overs. That has pushed them back a bit, but they can easily come back in this match. Stranger things have happened in this game. It's a game of glorious uncertainties, as experts call it. A couple of wickets can bring the PS Rhinos back into the thick of things here. 32 more runs to get of 24 balls. Shubhradeep Shontai Ganguly with the last over of his spell. You can only bowl 2 in a T10 match. His first over was tidy. He just gave away 4 runs. But he'll be looking to get a wicket here. Mostly fired it in. Quick action. Wasn't giving it much flight. He's the captain as well, the marquee player, and he's setting the field, getting them absolutely right. Long off and long on in position. There is a short fine leg. And they moved a deeper fielder on the leg side, squarer. So he's at deep square leg, almost a long leg. More adjustments being done. Changing fielders, short third and a short fine. Men at 45, as they say. You're watching live action from the Kkr T20 seat from the Kkr Ccfc T10 2023 tournament. This is the first match of this tournament, this year's edition. We are in the 7th over of the second innings of this match. Full on off, and that's gone into the air, but it will evade the fielder, and a lucky escape there for Harshvardhan Shah. He went for the big hit, got a very thick outside edge, went up in the air, but again, much to the chagrin of Shubhradeep, it evaded the fielder. Here on Vienna Sports, you are watching live action of the inaugural match of the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket Tournament 2023, the 5th edition of this tournament. Just a single match today, but we will be having 2 matches from tomorrow. and then the crucial playoffs. So tomorrow I'll tell you the matches that will be taking place after this ball. Good delivery, that went with the arm ball straight through to the keeper, beats the outside edge Harshvardhan. So tomorrow, the 26th of February, Sunday at 5 p.m, Backyard Stars, the defending champions, will again take on the Celica Challengers. So the second match, Celica Challengers second match, and then later that day the Rhinos will take on the RSH Blasters at 5:45 p.m. Tuesday we begin at 5:30. There is no match on Monday. So on the 28th, the Backyard Stars will take on Bojangles at 5:30, and at 6:15 the Challengers will face the Primark Panthers, who will be playing their first game. Those are the first few matches till Tuesday. That will be a wide. Again went for that wide ball, this time just staying in line. On Wednesday at 5:30 p.m, Backyard Stars will take on the Primark Panthers, and the Bojangles will play in the second game of the day. Hit away. That's a brilliant shot. Hit right into that gap to the right of long off, and 4 more runs. Harshvardhan getting into the act. Tad short, and he seizes on that opportunity to slam it away. Trademark white ball cricket shot that. You won't find that in the classical textbooks, but very effective nonetheless. And no runs of that ball. Zafar Aziz Khan has taken it slow. He has been the anchor in this innings. 20 balls he has faced for 15 runs. Moving the long off fielder a bit wide, probably. Full on off stump. Gets the outside half of the bat, goes down to deep extra cover for a single. So Harshvardhan Shah will keep the strike. It's 53 for no loss after 7 overs. Just returning to the fixtures. On Wednesday, in the second game of the day, Bojangles will take on the Challengers. And the next day, on Thursday, they will take on the Primark Panthers. And the second game of the day, which will take place at 6:15 p.m, the RSH Blasters will face the Lagan Lions in their first game. And immediately after, on Saturday, we begin at 5 p.m, where the Lagan Lions will face the Celica Challengers, and the Backyard Stars will then take on the PS Rhinos. On Sunday, 5th of March, the Lions take on the Rhinos in the first game, and at 5:45 p.m, the Backyard Stars will face the RSH Blasters. Thursday will be the final day of the league stage of this tournament. Sorry, there will be a reserve day before that. But on Thursday, the 9th of March, the Primark Panthers will face the RSH Blasters, and the Backyard Stars will face the Lagan Lions. And after that reserve day on the Saturday, and there will be 3 reserve days actually. We return to action on the 14th of March, where the Bojangles will take on the Lagan Lions, and the Primark Panthers will face the Rhinos. The very next day, on the 15th of March, the Bojangles face the PS Rhinos, and at 6:15 p.m, the Celica Challengers face the RSH Blasters. And on the final day of the league stage, which will be on the 16th of March, the Primark Panthers will take on the Lagan Lions at 5:30 p.m, and in the final game, the Bojangles will face the RSH Blasters. And on the 18th and the 19th, we will be rounding off this tournament. We will let you know who reaches that stage, but we can only do so once the 16th of March comes upon us. Back to this match, right at the start of this tournament. We are into the 8th over, just 24 runs left, 18 balls. But we have seen strange things happen, especially towards the end of games, tight games. When everything looks easy, sometimes there can be butterflies in the stomach that can lead to an implosion. Let's see what happens here. Harshvardhan Shah on strike. Shot outside off stump. Opens the face of the bat, plays it down to third man for a single. We are at the hallowed grounds of the Calcutta Cricket and Football Club. We are in Kolkata, in the middle of this bustling city. Beautiful setting here, floodlit cricket stadium, cricket ground. The members gathered around watching a very absorbing game of cricket. It's been called a wide, and they'll pick up an extra run. That was a bit of a mistake. Lack of communication there. The keeper threw the ball in while the bowler was still protesting that wide ball, and an extra run for the Celica challengers. The keeper apologizes. Well, these things happen in cricket, but in a tight game, they can be the difference between victory and defeat. And yes, has to be given out. Great thinking there, man-cadded, as they say. Ravi Ashwin made it famous very recently in the IPL, not very recently, but he's become synonymous with this mode of dismissal. Now it has been codified into the laws of the game. You don't need to warn the batsman, and the bowler was very clever there. Zafar Aziz walked out of his crease, and he was backing up a bit too much, wasn't he? Brilliant way to get a wicket. So it's been called a dead ball. So he was first given out, and the umpires have taken back that call, haven't they? I think the fielding captain decided not to appeal or take back that appeal. Sportsman spirit, as I was saying, is integral to the values of this club, and probably the right thing to do in the circumstances. Back to the game. Short ball, quick bouncer. Can the keeper get to it? No, he can't. Tried to pull that and top edged it. Beat him for pace there, the bowler. So Raghav Agarwal had effected a run out at the non-striker's end, traditionally called a mankad, which is a term not associated with it anymore, because Vinu Mankad famously did it back in the day, a legendary Indian cricketer. Again, fast and short on off stump, hit away down to the long on fence for a single. Zafar Aziz Khan has moved on to 16. He opened the batting, as we know. .58 for no loss. Just 19 more runs to get from 15 balls. Are we going to get a photo finish here? Nicely played, very nicely played that. Played it late, waited for the ball to come on to his bat, but there's protection there. And just a single. Harshvardhan Shah. Two left-handers at the crease, trying to get the job done for the Celica challengers, hoping to win this challenge and begin this tournament off to a great start with a victory. A new team just added to the midst, just their second season. Full outside off stump, hit away hard, upish into the air, one bounce to the long off fielder, who does a good job there to keep it down to just one. 60 for no loss. The challengers have batted pretty nicely. They have handled this chase. They have always had it in control, not looked very troubled. Short, and that's gone up in the air, and finally a wicket falls. Raghav Agarwal has used the bouncer well, and again he hurried the batsman there, and this time Harshvardhan Shah tried to cut it and was caught in no man's land. He hit it high into the air. He was actually trying to cut and pull at the same time probably, and hit it high up in the air where the fielder in the infield at cover got around to taking that catch. So, the first wicket of this innings has fallen. Harshvardhan Shah has to depart. 60 for 1. Is there a twist in this tale? 17 more runs left from 12 balls. Anything can happen from this point. A couple of more wickets, a couple of dot balls can mount the pressure. Getting 17 from 12 balls is not that easy a task on this pitch. Zafar Aziz Khan is still there on 17. He has faced 22 balls. Abadhya Jhunjhunwala has joined him. He is a new batsman. Always chasing is a bit of a pressure game. You need to keep your nerves in check. The difference between the ball, the number of balls left and the runs, if they keep growing, the pressure keeps on mounting. So, probably, just probably, the PS Rhinos have a sniff at this game. It will be a great come from behind victory if that wicket can engender a win here. 17 runs left from 12 balls. Fine bouncer from Raghav Agarwal induces the false shot and gets Harshvardhan Shah out. Just this window of opportunity here for the Rhinos. This over will be crucial. 71 matches, 64 innings and a runs of 1,584, high score of 105, not out. So, Abadhya Jhunjhunwala knows his stuff with the bat, but he has entered a very tricky situation. 17 runs left, 2 overs to go, doesn't have any time to get set, has to start going from the get-go. Getting the field right is of the paramount importance here. You couldn't have asked for a better start to this tournament, could you? We are entering the 9th over, the penultimate over of this match. Still 17 more runs to get for the Chasers, Selika Challengers. It's a full ball, driven down to long on. Just a single. No, they'll get it. And is that out? Yes. Run out. They tried to sneak a quick second, and that has led to the demise of Abadhya Jhunjhunwala without facing a ball. So, are the Challengers imploding here under pressure? There was no second run there. The fielder did a good job. Stopped it cleanly, picked it up, threw it back at a go. In a flash, on one bounce into his hand and right to the bowler. The bowler picks it up cleanly, and yes, Abadhya has to depart without facing a ball. Great drama here. We had great drama at the start of this match, and there's some more drama here towards the end. There was this Mankad incident, and now a bouncer induces a wicket, and then this run out. So, 2 quick wickets, 61 for 2, still 16 more runs to get, 11 balls to face. Remember, Zafar Aziz Khan is on 18, he can only score 7 more runs. Full again, driven down again, this time just a single. Yes, prudent call there. Good bowling too from Harsh Biyani, keeping it close to the Yorker length, always tough to get them away. Harsh Saigal has a tough job on his hands. This match is boiling down to the wire. 15 from 10 balls. The Challengers need a couple of boundaries here, one at the very minimum. (15 of 10). Harsh will be facing his first ball. Suddenly, this chase which looked under their control is slipping out of their grasp to an extent. They'll be believing that they still can do this. 15 more runs, 10 balls in hand, but they need to find the fence as well. Singles won't do it, and that's the bottom line here. That puts pressure on the batsman, doesn't it? Going down to the wire. Yes, he goes for the big hit. No, there's no run there. Appeal and a run out. Yes. Zafar Aziz Khan, unlucky there. The ball ricocheted off his pads into the bowler's hands, and Harsh Bihani has effected another run out. 2 in 3 balls, isn't it? What a comeback this has been. Good fielding, quick thinking. Pressure of the chase, getting to the challengers. The challenge fading. Zafar just didn't know where the ball was, and that led to his demise. Hit it down the ground, into the non-striker, into his pads, stepped out of his crease, and the brilliant start that they manage is coming of no use here. The scoring had slowed down. It's a difficult pitch to get in early or get set early, because the pace of the pitch is slightly on the slower side. The bounce can be tricky. It can keep low. A couple of balls can bounce high on the batsman. And at 62 for 3, suddenly it seems like the PS Rhinos are the favourites to win this. But still 9 balls to go, 15 more runs. Can be done, definitely. Sanish Magon, the captain, is in. Well hit towards the leg side, but straight to the fielder. Just a single, that won't do. Someone needs to be the brave heart here. Someone needs to take on the bowler, take on the fielders, take on the boundary riders, get that boundary, get that over boundary. Can it be the captain himself, the owner himself as well? The owner is in the thick of things with his team. We have seen from the very first ball, even before the first ball, and now it's his job to do. What drama at the CCNFC grounds. Wide of the off stump, beats the bat. Dot ball, gold dust. 2 new batsmen at the crease. That's why chasing is always a tricky proposition. Just 10 overs in your kitty. Well hit, down the ground. Well placed as well. Couple of runs for sure. Yes. So, Sanish begins his innings, gets off the mark with a couple. 9 overs done, just a single over to go. 65 for 3 here. Still 12 runs to go. Just 5 runs from that 9th over. Brilliant over from Harsh Bihani, and 2 wickets as well. Both run outs. Great fielding, great presence of mind from the fielding side, and a lot of discussion. Loads of discussions going on between both the batsman and the fielding side. The fielding side getting into a huddle. Sanish and Harsh deciding the plan of action for this final over, the crucial, this final over. Everything boils down to this. Who can come off trumps in this final over? Who can hold their nerves? Can the bowlers get their line and length? The bowling side get their line and length spot on? Can the batsmen win this war of nerves, clear the fence, find the boundary ropes, and get their team over the line? So, this crucial final over. You couldn't have asked for a better start to this tournament. 12 runs from 6 balls, competitive, well fought game, and Sanju Datta who played a good hand towards the end of the innings for the PS Rhinos, now has to do it with the ball. We remember that he hit a 6, crucial 6 runs. Every run vital, but an over boundary right at the end of the innings inspires great things. Can he inspire his team with the ball now? Can he get Shontai's team over the line? Harsh Saigal versus Sanju Datta in this final over. We are at the CCNFC ground for the Kkr Ccfc T10 2023, the first match of this tournament under the lights. Wide of off stump and called a wide, yes. Toying with that blue line, and in the end he missed his mark by an inch or so. So one more run and no balls bowled in this over yet, no legal deliveries. So 6 more balls to go, still 11 runs. Giving the bowler the charge here, Harsh. Stays back in his crease, under edges it, 2 runs. 2 runs to the fine leg region. The fielder from the 45 on the other side has to come around and clear that up, cut that out. 9 from 5, that's the equation. What a match this is. Out of nowhere, the Rhinos have pulled things back dramatically with 2 run-outs, some tight bowling. Again wide, yes. It's the nerves. He knows if he bowls it in the slot, the batsman will go after it. And a great strategy in limited overs cricket is to bowl close to the wide ball line, but it's also a strategy fraught with risks. If you miss your mark, you're going to concede an extra and bowl an extra ball as well. So 8 from 5. Again, not very well hit, but hit down the ground nonetheless, and they'll come back for the second. Yes, they'll get that, won't they? Yes. Thrown in towards the keeper's end, the striker's end, and 2 vital runs, 6 of 4 now. So that's just a single then. 7 of 4. I think they took a couple of runs there, didn't they? And yes, again a wide. So yes, if Harsh is on strike, then that would have been a couple of runs, and now that's a wide. So they're making things difficult for themselves, the PS Rhinos. They had this in their grasp, but they needed to bowl a very tight final over. But wide after wide is always an issue. Harsh Saigal down the ground, he hits it wide of the long off fielder. 2 more runs, well hit, well run, and out. No, the second run is not completed. Again some very good fielding in the deep. The fielder runs across to his left, the long off fielder, and throws it back in a hurry, and despite the dive, Sanish Magon has to depart. Fine fielding that. Very good job under pressure, and that run out. How many twists will we have in this match? Just the moment when you think one team is ahead, the other team makes a comeback. Yes, brilliant fielding there. Lovely fielding there. Fine stuff. 5 runs from 3 balls left. Great drama here under the lights here at the CCFC. At the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023, the first match is still not decided who's going to win this crucial opening encounter. The Celica challengers are around 72 for 4, 3 balls of the innings left. They are 5 runs away from the mark, from the victory mark, from the target set by the PS Rhinos. PS Rhinos have bowled valiantly to come back to into this game. But both teams have a job on their hands in these last 3 balls. Let's see what happens now. Slower ball outside off stump, very well bowled, it kept low, and a dot ball. That dot ball is more vital than any wicket that Sanju Datta can take in this situation. 5 runs from 2 balls now. Brilliant stuff. And one more dot ball. The batsman has run through the non-striker. It will be a run out. How will you describe this? Suicidal. The pressure getting to the batsman. This is amazing stuff. A valiant effort on the field, some great bowling, and the pressure makes the batsman implode. Getting the ball away is very difficult on this pitch, especially when you are new to the crease, and that's what happened in the last 2 overs. When there were 17 runs left, the pressure was mounting. And now 5 runs left from 1 ball. What a finish to this match. Some crazy stuff. The team which kept their heads will win this match for sure. And right now it's the PS Rhinos. They were out of it, completely out of it. When the challengers were going great guns, they began this match well. They were 34 no loss from 3 overs. And slowly but surely, the PS Rhinos worked their way back into this match. Very disciplined bowling, sterling fielding, that bouncer that got the wicket of Harshvardhan, that was also brilliant. Especially their fielding has really won them the day so far, but still 1 ball to go. They need a 6. They need a boundary to tie this. Anything can happen. All 3 results possible. Somebody must have scripted this opening match. 1 more ball to go. 5 more runs left. A dramatic final over from Sanju Datta. 2 run-outs. A few wides. 2 runs taken twice, and still 5 away from the target, the Celica challengers. They chose to bowl here, remember. They wanted to chase, and now their chase boils down to this final delivery. 6 to win it, 4 will tie up the scores. Let's see what happens. Long on going back. Sanju Datta versus Harsh Sehgal. Full toss, not hit well, 1 bounce to the fielder, and that's it, it's over. The PS Rhinos have won. They have defended this total brilliantly. They win by 3 runs. What a brilliant final over. Amazing. Amazing stuff here from the Rhinos. They never let their head down, even when the going was going against them. Everything was going against them. The batsmen were batting brilliantly, but some brilliant bowling, some fine rearguard batting have won them the day here. They pick up all the points in this opening match. In a very tight, very close match, the Celica challengers fall short by just 3 runs. What a match at the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023, the first match of this tournament, the 5th edition of this tournament. the PS Rhinos have triumphed in this thriller of a match by 3 runs. So tomorrow the tournament proper will continue with the second match, the second and the third match, couple of matches tomorrow. And for today, let's recap what happened. 76 is what they managed, the PS Rhinos, after being put into bat first, and they struggled a bit at the outset. They lost a few wickets. Then some good batting from Shubhrodhi, from Harsh, from Sanju gave them a respectable score, and then they were really out of this match for long stretches of the second innings. But then once the batsmen slowed down, some good bowling, some tight bowling brought them back into this. Some fine fielding as well. They kept their nerves and they won this match by 3 runs. Amazing stuff. And probably the deserving team won the day today. So tomorrow, which is the 26th of February, at 5 p.m. we'll see the defending champions Backyard Stars take on the Selika Challengers, and later the Rhinos, who came from behind really in this match to stage a stunning win after being down and out in the early stages of the second innings, will take on the RSH Blasters. Just a recap of this tournament itself. You were watching live coverage of the Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023. 7 teams vying for glory. Backyard Stars, Bojangle Blasters, Selika Challengers, Lagan Lions, Primark Panthers, PS Rhinos, RSH Blasters. And today, in the first match of the tournament, the PS Rhinos have triumphed, have prevailed over the Selika Challengers. PS Rhinos, previous finalists, they have reached the final of this tournament before in the 3rd edition. They have won this match after being put into bat. They got to 76 and they defended it valiantly, kept the Selika Challengers just 3 runs away from their total to win this match on the back of some great bowling and some even better fielding. We are awaiting the prize distribution, the man of the match ceremony. There are a couple of candidates for this award. Some great performances throughout. Somebody from PS Rhinos will probably win this coveted award, the first man of the match award of this year's Kkr Ccfc T10 Cricket 2023. What a brilliant match we had today. PS Rhinos triumphing over the Selika Challengers by just 3 runs. Drama in almost every over, especially towards the end of the match, in every ball. Run-outs galore, man-cuts not given or taken back, sixes, dives, mix-ups between batsmen. We had everything today. An all-round performance from the Rhinos. They scored the runs after
Challengers, going down to the last ball, and a fantastic pullback from the PS Rhinos. We would like to call the president of CCNFC, Babul sir, please, if you could come forward to present the man of the match of the first match of the 5th CCFC T10 League. And the man of the match is, any guesses? The man of the match is Harsh Behani for his 21 runs, 2 overs and 8 runs only, and 1 run out. So it's Harsh Behani. फोटोग्राफर्स एक बार उनको वीडियो में आने दीजिए. Let's have a big round of applause for Harsh Bihani and PS Rhinos. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Harsh. I want to have a word with you. So, Harsh, tell us about the nerves you had on the field today and your entire experience with the opening match.
We were not in the game first 12 overs, but with Shantai Das over, we were back, and I think they panicked a little bit, and I feel they were going for the bonus point, so they panicked.
So you feel the bonus point rule is also a bit misleading, and it can get people to think out of the box and maybe get themselves in a sticky situation?
No, with 3 overs, they should have gone with all the wickets in hand. I think it was correct. It was just bad luck and too many runouts.
Too many runouts indeed. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you so much. Shantaida, we would like to have a word with you, please. Is Shantaida around? Please, thank you, Shantaida. Great first win. Many, many congratulations. And fantastic day in the field as well. 30 runs and 2 very good overs.
Yeah, it was a very good win. I knew the wicket was not that easy to bat on. What we scored, 77, we could have scored a little 10 more runs, but I knew it was a difficult track to bat on. If you have bowled well, it's a big ground, they will find it difficult. So it exactly happened. They were 2 overs for 26, but once the field opened up, they had a problem scoring boundaries.
Absolutely, and I think absolutely reverse innings. You started off with a wobble with 2 wickets for 1 run, and then you finished very well. They started very well, but they finished very badly. So what do you want to say about that?
Yeah, it's a chasing pressure, I think. I think when you chase, it's always a pressure, because you know that 8 runs, 9 runs you need to get, and the wicket is not that suitable for stroke making, so that makes it more difficult.
And tell us a bit about the bowlers. Like, how's the pitch? How is it for spin bowlers and seam bowlers?
I think the wicket is good, just there was a little bit more in the wicket. So it made a game very evenly poised.
Chalo. Thank you so much, and many congratulations on your first win. Thank you. Thank you for today's first coverage. Thank you.